Alright guys, I'm using the new Vanitas Phase 55. You're probably going to want a smaller diameter throw because it has a chopsticks involved. Make sure your string tension is neutral. I'm using Nova string. It seems to help keep the slacks open more than other strings I've used. You're going to get to a double or nothing. We're going to save you a step, and you want to go ahead and go over your non-through-hand thumb, which I'll explain in a second. From that double or nothing, you notice your non-through-hand thumb is rested on the bottom string. You're going to dismount off your middle finger. And it's important that your non-through-hand thumb is over the string as opposed to under when you do the chopsticks. That's why you want to insert the thumb while you go into the mount. So it's over the string, and you're going to go between the thumb and middle finger into a chopsticks, like that. Now from here, you're going to pinch your non-through-hand index over your non-through-hand middle finger. Keep your other two fingers curled in, and you're going to elevate your throw hand over your non-throw hand, and you're going to just flick this string. That was a bad flick. Now, when you do the flick, you want to make sure it doesn't go over the tip of your fingers like I just did. So when you do the flick, just like that, you want it to go in this area. You don't want it to really snag on your middle finger. And what you're going to do is you're going to come from over the string, throw hand index. You're going to grab the loop. And once you grab it, you want to curl in your non-throw hand middle finger so that you only have your index and thumb and throw hand index engaged in that mount, like that. And just curl your three fingers in now. And you're going to pop your non-throw hand thumb. You're going to release your non-throw hand thumb and pop over your throw hand index at the same time. And you'll be in a double 1.5. Now, spacing is important right here. I have a really big yo-yo too. I'll show you how to manipulate spacing because you're going to want to get to 1.5, but you want to avoid this string. So before I show you how to manipulate the spacing, I failed to show one step that might have been obvious, but maybe not. So once you grab the slack, you want to mount the yo-yo on the front string and then curl in your non-throw hand middle finger. Have everything curled in but your non-throw hand index. And I kind of get everything curled in on my throw hand index too. I mean my throw hand, I should say. And then you drop your non-throw hand thumb. Now, in terms of manipulating the spacing, we're going to go over that real quick. To give you a little bit more control, especially because yo-yos are generally bigger today anyway. So it's just a simple step. When you grab the slack, make sure you grab it at the very edge, very tip, the base of your index. If you grab it on the edge of your index, obviously when you go to do the 1.5, the spacing will change. It'll be a little more narrow. So you just want to kind of grab it at the very base of your index. So I can't really flick to save my life. There we go. So just push it in like that. And then once you get into that 1.5, look at all that space I have. That's just another tip for the trick. And so we're left off in this double 1.5. You're basically curling in your throw hand index toward this string. And when you do that, it'll kind of look like a Mach 5 or something. It'll just kind of be in the gap. And you straighten out your throw hand index. You want to pinch it, and then you're going to bring this over the gap of the yo-yo, and it'll look just like that. You'll get this slack. Once you get to the 1.5, to break it down, you're just curling in behind this string and then behind this string. And then you want to uncurl your throw hand index pinch, and then you're just going to send this over into the gap of the yo-yo like that. And depending on your slack, this will open up. It'll look like that, and you want to intercept that slack with your thumb. All right, guys, here's a better angle. You're just curling in past these two strings once, twice, and then it's important you uncurl that and you pinch, and you're sending this right into the gap of the yo-yo like that. Drop it, and there's that slack. So in order to get that slack, it seems to really help when you pinch what you throw inside and you uncurl, and that took me a long time to figure out. All right, guys, we're at the home stretch here. We're gonna intercept this loop with our non-throw hand thumb, and I missed. Son of a bitch. There's that loop. This is what you want. We're gonna intercept it with our throw hand thumb, and shoot. What? Okay. All right. So, son of a gun. So you should have a tower. You want this. You don't want this string on the gap. So that's what happened. So you're gonna raise this up with this string with your throw hand so that you can curl this in with your non-throw hand middle finger. Once you curl that in, drop your non-throw hand thumb. We're at the home stretch here, and you're gonna pull this with your thumbs and just hop it on the string. Once you do that, drop your non-throw hand thumb. And my goodness, finally, we have the Longhorn picture. You're gonna reject. Just bring the string towards you, drop everything on your throw hand side, and unwrap. And holy gun, holy shoot, finally got it done. All right, so I cut the slack. I'm gonna curl in towards me and away from me, and there's that Eiffel Tower. Now I'm gonna raise this up slightly with my pinky, and I'm gonna just curl in like that. And then once I do that, I drop my not through hand thumb. I'm gonna brace this string with my thumbs, and then drop my non through hand thumb, and you can make this shape. There's a Longhorn. It's pretty sweet. And you're gonna reject this off the back, drop everything, and then just untwist toward this gap, back gap of the yo-yo, and there you go.